Hello, everyone. Welcome back to What Anna Said podcast. We're so excited to be here today. As you guys know, I'm usually here with my co hosts, which are my sisters, Kim and Sally. Kim is here with me today, and Sally is usually behind the camera. Sally, do you want to say hello?
Come on camera and say hello?
You can just
You can say hello.
so Sally, as you know, she just had baby Louisa, and so she's enjoying that baby time, and she's also helping make sure that lights and camera and everything else is going. So thank you to Sally. And I don't know if you guys remember, but last week or in our last episode, we talked about Edner, and we had Edna Fry on here with us, and we also mentioned that maybe you should pay attention because she might be on here more often. And so today we'd like to also welcome Edna Fry here, our other co-host, and she'll be with us here on our podcast, and she'll be sharing with us and joining us in our conversations and our episodes moving forward. So welcome, Edna. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. It feels weird to be say thank you. Like I'm here. I'm here
I
to
know, like,
stay.
thanks for what? Thanks for what?
And of course, on What Anna Said podcast, when you look us up, you'll see my videos that you guys introduced me in. And I got to speak about really hard topics about things that I lived through my life, like abuse, suicide, depression. And on the second episode, I got to speak about my youngest son and the journey through autism. So go ahead if you want to learn more about me, go on there and check me out.
Yes, thank you so much, Edner. And also another thing is you guys might notice that we're in a new space. And so we are recording this episode here at Dos Amores. And Dos Amores has become a home for our foundation, for the Castati Foundation. This is also where our little champs meet every single week. And so Dos Amores they have opened up their doors, their hearts, and welcomed us in. And we're so thankful for them and their support. And this is where our little champs gather 2 3 times a week, and this is where they're learning, this is where they're growing. And so Kim and Edna actually are here with them every single week and teaching them. And so Kim, take us through that and just share a little bit about your journey here at DOS with the little champs. Yeah, so like Anna said, we meet here every Tuesday and Thursday here at Dos Amores. Dos Amores has provided a very open and warm and inviting space for our little champs, and we truly enjoy every time that we get to meet here. Today is Friday, so we were able to meet yesterday since it was Thursday, and we went over our topic of discussion and lesson was over leadership. Not just any leadership, but true leadership, and talking about true leaders and how true leaders help others become better. So Miss Edner, that is our co-host here today, is also in our Little Champs, and she provided the games for our Little Champs, and it was just so much fun. And just seeing them in a challenging situation, or they think that someone's too little to be on their team, and maybe that's why their team lost. But we had so much fun here at Dos Amores. Dos Amores is also located here in Hurst, Texas, at 209 West Bedford Euless Road. They are open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. It is a family-owned business restaurant known for its Tex-Mex cuisines, vibrant atmosphere, and offers classic dishes like the fajitas, enchiladas, and tacos. I came here yesterday with my friend, and we had a meal over here. I had the carne asada, and it was just so delicious. And then we also enjoyed a dessert. So definitely come and try their Tex-Mex. Dos Amores also offers karaoke on Fridays and are always having events like their recent blood drive that they had that I know Miss Edner came to with her son Samuel. They also have their power networking. So if you're looking to grow your business, network and connect and grow, definitely come check out Dos Amores. They also have they also have music bingo that they offer here at Dos Amores. Also, as you note, if you have noticed, we are wearing shades of pink and red. It is Valentine's week. So Dos Amores is also offering and having a Valentine's dinner experience where you can come and enjoy an appetizer, a main dish, a main course, and a dessert while there's a live jazz band playing. So definitely come and enjoy Dos Amores. If you're looking for a vibrant atmosphere, somewhere to take the family, or for a date night, come check out Dos Amores located here in Hurst, Texas.
Yes, right in our neighborhood.
Mhm. And thank you, Kim, for sharing that. And also, thank you for letting us know that you came here without us
Yes.
yesterday, right,
Yes.
Edner?
We
Did you
just
get
saw
an
it on
invite?
social media.
Right. I'm not sure. I went through all my texts.
Did you get
Okay.
the message?
No, I don't think so. But it's so good to know that you enjoyed yourself. But we've been here, the times that I've been here, it's always good vibes. And what I love is what you said, it really is a family space, family atmosphere, environment, and there's fun for everybody here. Whether it's date night or you want to bring your kids and get some good food or you want to karaoke and show your vocals, this is the space to do it. And I love doing it here in Dos Amores. Like I said, it's right in our neighborhood. And so we thank them for opening up their space. And Edner, going back to what you shared earlier, how you were on our episode, the very recent episode, and shared a lot about your story, and now you're here, and I'm sure our viewers are like, okay, she already had her guest episode, and she's there again. But there's so much history here. There's so much that in our backstory and how everything has come together, and it's been a long time coming.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let you start there and kind of walk us through how we ended up here today.
Yes, because you guys like, who is she? But I've been here for a really long time in the background, so it's just to see everything come into what it is today. So we cannot continue until we talk about that. Talk
Right.
about how did we form, and how there's actually five of us who are very involved in the background making it work. So thank you so much to Sally, Lesieli, who everyone knows, and also my own personal, my own sister, Siddhartha. So thank you also for Siddhartha for being a part of this with us. So we met at church.
Yes.
You guys remember? So we met back at church. Kim, I think you were still in elementary.
Yes, I
And
was.
I was just heading into middle school.
Yeah.
And so, but when we met, me and my sister, we were so thankful when your family came because we instantly connected. We finally
did.
had friends that were our age,
Yeah.
and there was a sibling for every other sibling.
Yes. That's true. Yeah, we all link up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was instantly. It was like not knowing, not realizing, like, where have you been all our lives?
Yeah.
We,
Right.
it was very instant. And so where we met, um, we started to attend church together for a couple of years. And then your dad was our youth leader. So we were always hanging out with one another. We really got to know one another. And then eventually, because I like to call you guys a missionary family. So you guys, so, and also on the podcast, you guys got to talk about your story growing up and how you guys were always traveling. Wherever God called you to go to, that's exactly where you guys went as a family. So eventually they got called to serve at another church. And so when you guys were there, so many years had already passed.
Yes.
And it just so happened where we met up at that church, not realizing at the time how everything was going to come into
Full
place.
circle, yeah.
We met up at that church and we saw you guys there.
Yeah.
And it was back, actually, Sally, she reached out to us and she was like, hey, come to our church. Because at the time, me and my sister said that they didn't have a place to go yet. Because we just became mothers. I mean, this is years later.
Yeah.
All of us at least had about 2 or 3 children
At
at this
least.
point.
At least.
So imagine going from the youngest as elementary years back all the way to now, being mothers, being wives. And so as we met up at the church, we decided, hey, this is something we can build a group here with just us and invite other people here. And we called that class, remember?
Yes. The
The
misfits.
Misfits.
Yeah.
And so we served again, and this was like in 2016.
Yes.
Yes. And we called ourselves the Misfits, and we served with one another again, just like back in the days, for about 2 years.
Right.
And then you guys went ahead and got served and went to go serve another church, just like you guys do. And so as you guys left, um, we were like, hey, this we just knew that we had to link up. And to Titus, she's so known to like, hey, let's meet up here.
Yes.
We didn't realize what
Always.
life was saying to us. It was always a hit and miss at this point in our life. So we met up at coffee shops. We were like, no, this is not it. And this was like in 2001, and in 2001 when we met up at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
We started talking, and I remember this guy speaking to me to open my home.
Mm.
And so I opened our home, and then that's when we had formed another group, just a group again with 5 of us. Because like there's something here we don't know yet, and we began to have fellowship for 2 years, and we called
2
each
years.
other gems again,
Yes,
which
we
stood
did.
for gather, equipped. Here we go again, misfits,
Misfits.
sisters.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of us, you guys, because we did this for 2 years,
Yeah, we did.
every other Wednesday. It didn't matter what funeral we had.
No.
We really dedicated to
Yeah.
this
Yes, we did.
because we knew that okay, there's something
There's
here.
something, yeah.
We all eternally knew that something
Yes.
something was
Mhm.
happening
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
We're gonna say something.
Yeah, it probably wasn't clicking yet when
No,
we what it was for, but we
we'll
knew
get to
like
it why I didn't click.
yeah. And then also just touching back on how you said our first time gathering together was at the coffee shop. I remember I was the last one there, and I remember I did not want to go. I was like, that's the good thing about Taita. Taita's gift is that she's able to make anyone do something, even if they
Yes.
don't want to do it, but she's able to get them out the bed and get out of the house.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna do fellowship. We're gonna bring our Bibles. I don't know about you ladies, but I don't think we opened our Bibles.
No,
But
I
we
don't
did
think we
have a
have.
couple of pastries. We
Yes,
did
we
enjoy our
did.
we
coffee.
opened our
And the
wallet
coffee.
and yeah, yeah.
So finally, and again, this is a couple years even more forward, and so
Yeah.
we were like, okay, we're not wasting time. We cannot leave our house. We knew that something's here. Let's be serious about this. So we gathered into my home. One of the things that we got to do was pray with one another.
Mhm.
Every single time we met up with one another, and I knew this because I was in charge of the prayer requests. So every time
Yeah.
you guys would leave, I would say, "What's the prayer request?" and I would write it down. And you remember I would print it out and show you guys
Yes.
throughout the years when we were have
Mhm.
like our
Mhm.
1 year anniversary or a
Yeah.
couple months in,
Yes.
and so we really got to see all the things that we were going through. And
Mhm.
then one of the things that came up was how you guys were creating the
Yes.
Gatsadati Foundation.
Yes. Mhm.
So even though me and my sister was not part of it just yet, looking back, we
And
were.
every
You were a part of
We,
it.
every
you
part of
guys
it.
brought the prayer request to us. You guys were
Every part
telling
of
us just the details on how to pray, where you guys
Yeah.
were going with this. And in the midst of building that, me and Kim, we started to we you homeschooled first.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. She decided to become we decided to go to homeschool,
Mhm.
and it was just I think the following
Okay.
month I was
Yeah.
like, hey, guess what?
I'm
I'm
homeschooling
homeschooling.
too. Yeah.
And then Sally followed along,
Yep.
not like a couple of days later. She's like, okay, you guys are
Okay,
doing it.
I'm gonna
I'm doing
homeschool
it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really amazing because later on, you guys formed some what we have
Yeah.
now, which is Little
Little
Champs.
Mhm.
And so eventually, me and my family joined
Yeah.
Little Champs, not knowing a week in I was going to be a Little Champs teacher,
Yeah. Okay. Like
But I think,
surprise.
yeah.
Surprise
So,
attack.
so the pattern is that life was speaking to us,
Yes, it
but
was.
because we didn't know what it
Mhm.
was saying to us, we had an idea what purpose was, but I
Mhm.
don't think we really
Really,
understood
yeah,
what
for
purpose
sure.
really was.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until all of these things were formed, Little Champs
Mhm.
were formed, the Gasadati legacy was formed, that we saw, oh, that's why life kept
Yes.
bringing us
Yeah.
together. That's why internally,
Mhm.
the coffee
It
shops
was
didn't work
okay.
in what we wanted to do. And so that's how we were formed into to where we are
Yes.
today, being
Yeah.
able to fellowship. We
Yeah.
have gone and done about looking back, we did about 6 different what's it called um, fellowship of
Yes.
books. Sorry, I can't think of curriculums as you
Yeah.
call,
Mhm.
and we went through all of them. And so look at us today.
Yeah.
I know.
Now we're here
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
knowing, understand. We're going to dive into
Mhm.
to this a little bit more,
Mhm.
what we're holding,
Yes.
but seeing it all come into where it is
For
today.
sure.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of us,
Yes.
and that we
So.
listen to what life is
Yeah.
saying to us.
Oh, for sure. Looking back, like you said, we met when we were very young. We met when, we were still elementary,
Yes.
middle school, going into,
I think we were like 11.
yeah,
Yeah.
11 years
Yeah.
old. Just meeting at a very young age and like, oh my goodness, I like you. Let's be friends. And,
Forever.
forever. And then growing up and life is happening, everyone being married. Now we have a couple bald headed kids. I mean, Kim had bald kids running around and then coming back together and finding each other like, hey, here we are again in a church again, and you know what, let's do something here, let's fellowship together again, because having that sweet relationship
Yeah.
that we had when we were kids, and just continuing off of that when once we became adults, and calling that group fellowship group the misfits, because we didn't quite fit in the Sunday school
Mhm.
classes that were there at that
Yeah.
time, and we didn't really have we didn't fit anywhere.
And we wanted to.
Oh, we wanted to.
Yes.
It wasn't.
to,
It
but it
wasn't
was
for
just like
lack
we
of
kept looking
trying.
at each other.
Right.
Like I
Yeah.
guess we'll
It's
build
like
something
Always.
here.
yeah, like I guess we'll just be together. Yeah. So because of that, we called ourselves the Misfits, and then we did not know that when we claimed that title, that
Yeah,
title would
it was
follow us into our life everywhere that we went. And so we served together and had fellowship together for a little bit, and then after that, life happened again, and we all had our own things that we were focusing on that time, and came back together later in our adulthood and found each other again. And it was your sister Taita, and your sister is really like all our,
Yes.
she's our sister.
Yes.
Yeah. And she said, she texted, you put us all in a group text and said, let's meet up. What happened to our fellowship? We need to pick back up on that.
Yeah.
Life is lifing, and we need something to.
Like Kim said, that's her superpower.
That's her
She knows how to
superpower.
gather people.
That is her superpower. You cannot say no to her. You
Yeah,
cannot
you
deny
can't.
her.
Yeah.
When she wants to get something done, or she wants to pull a group of people together, she's gonna do it.
Even if
And
you're dragging your feet, even if you're dragging your feet,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
gonna do it.
exactly. So like Kim
She
said,
won't see your feet dragging.
no. Mm-mm. So she put us all together at a coffee shop, and she
Yeah.
said, let's meet here for fellowship. And like you said, we got together and we were catching up so much we didn't even
Yeah.
do anything other than that. And so a couple of times of doing that, and it was like, stop.
Right.
Stop this madness. We're not gonna call this Bible study if we're
Yeah.
not Bible studying.
Okay.
And so and it was like, you know what, that's enough coffee, y'all need to come to my house next time when we
Yeah,
meet. We're gonna do it in my house,
wasting time.
and go ahead and bring your Bible, since y'all want to call
Let's
this Bible
open
study,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Let's open it. Maybe let's try that. So
Okay.
so we did. We all obeyed, and we followed through. And Edna was right. And okay, Taita, thank you for bringing us together. But
Yep.
now
Now
Edna's
it's-
yelling at
yeah.
us. So then we did, and we got together.
Yeah.
And then 2 years passed, just like that. And
Yeah.
like you said, we met faithfully every other Wednesday. No matter what was going on, we knew that we needed this. This was the one
We
thing.
took it very seriously.
Oh, we took it
Yeah.
very seriously. It was the one thing that we could come and kind of like plug back in
Yeah.
and hold each other accountable, because there were so many things that were happening where we were like, girl, did you look at yourself in the mirror lately?
And one of the things about taking prayer requests and meeting every other week was how much happened just from the
It's
last
just in the
time.
week,
I
yeah.
that was very interesting to me.
Yeah.
It was like we met. It was like, what?
Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
Okay, let's pray about
Okay,
this.
let's pray.
Or let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So much would happen every other time we met
Yeah.
with one another.
Yes, and like you were saying earlier, when we were meeting up for those 2 years, because we really believe in something needs to change.
Yeah.
If we're meeting up
That's right.
and 2 years later we're doing the same things and we're at the same place that we were when we first met up, then cancel the Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing's taking place here.
Yeah.
There's no changing here. There's nothing of significance coming out from this. And we wanted to feel that growth happening. We wanted to know that we were going in a direction that was, first of all, making use of his time,
Yes.
and second of all, meaningful, bringing purpose, moving with intention. And I know that we were very intentional in that.
Yeah.
We might not have known where to start, but I know that at the core of us getting together, we knew we wanted more out of this. We wanted this to affect our lives in a very real way, in a way to manifest itself in our lives.
Yes, in those prayer requests, you guys would bring out the ideas. I remember how scared you were to even do a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Girl,
And we were all like, you can do it. You
Okay.
got it, right? But, but at the end of the day, it's like, you had to do it.
Yeah.
This was, because when you guys were forming you guys' legacy, it was like, there's no more in talking about this.
Yeah.
yeah,
And because we had built a rhythm in our schedule, it was just like, it was becoming, I think, a little bit easier, just like, okay, I can do
Yeah.
this. And having the right people speak life into you. We talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
the little trumps all the
Yes,
time,
yeah.
about the power of our tongue, speaking in life. And so we were on that rhythm of understanding. So just seeing you guys talk about the podcast and seeing, oh my goodness, now I'm on stage
Yeah.
in the
Now
podcast.
you're on the podcast.
I was a part of.
you were telling me I could do it, and I was like, yeah, you're gonna do it
You're
You
too.
gonna
stayed with me. No idea.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. And so some of the things, because you and Taita, through our fellowship together, you guys have really been here from the beginning when we spoke about the scholarships.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
when
the
we
first
spoke
one.
about the scholarships, that came before we even knew that we were going
that
to
we were gonna.
have the foundation. We just knew what we wanted to do. We didn't really have the idea of
It was just an idea.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
really,
Yeah.
really though. It was just an idea, and so you guys were there every step of the way, seeing us put that together and coming along when we formed the foundation, and then having all the curriculum that we have under the foundation with the Little Champs, and you being a teacher of the Little Champs, and
Yes.
you and Tata really supporting us from the beginning, and now being here with us,
Yeah.
even on the
Be part of
stage,
it
and
too,
being a
yeah.
co-host on this platform, and that really, it because of how this is, it's brought purpose to everything that we've gone through. All those
Exactly.
start up and end and start up again and meet at the coffee shop and gems and misfits and motherhood, sisterhood, homeschooling our kids, all of that. It really came full circle and brought purpose to everything.
Just like we have been doing with our fellowship in the past
Mhm.
2 years. Now we're like, oh wait, that wasn't just an idea that came. And I think
Right.
I spoke to you about this. After that coffee shop and going into the car heading home, God had already impressed on my heart what I needed to do. But I was sort of like kind of like I don't know God because my house you want us to meet at my house? And my house it was just an insecurity of it doesn't look ready. It's not big enough. And people host their home looks
Fancy
beautiful. They
and
have
it's
all the things, and I don't have those things. But I knew immediately what to do as soon as we left. I remember texting you immediately. I
yeah.
said, "Hey, we're gonna bring this into my house. Let's have
Mhm.
coffee at my house." And then that's how that came. And then seeing that those 2 years wasn't wasted. When that was pressing my heart to do that, it was for a moment like here where we get
Exactly.
to join with those amores.
Yes.
And we are hoping to build a book club with our audience.
You're right. Yeah.
And so today we're going to be introducing a book, the first book we want to do this curriculum with, and it's called Formed Under Water.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping that mothers, as you drop off your children, come and join us here at 11:30 at Dos Amores
Yeah.
and enjoy all that good food that Kim got to eat without
Without
us.
us, thank you.
And so you guys can enjoy all that food and just listen to us. Or as we will talk more details about where to purchase your book, because we can uncover chapter one together, and we'll come back and uncover chapter one together, what we've learned. And we're not going to be talking about a point in our lives where we like at the end of it. This is our journey, and now it's like that's why we were called misfits.
Right.
And so you guys, we want to make sure that we're being relatable. And so come and join us, and we're diving a little bit more about what this book is about.
Right. Yeah. You're calling yourself a misfit, not knowing that that's exactly what you were called to be.
Yeah.
You weren't called to fit in. You weren't called to.
Personally.
Right. Exactly. You were called to stand out. And
Yes.
so the misfit name is very fitting. And now we, claim that name proudly. But thank you. And just like you were saying, we want to dive into this book in the series that we are going to be diving into next on our podcast is Formed Underwater. And so that's the book. This is the book that we are going to be diving into. And this really is from this book holds a lot of truths. And all these truths, from these truths flow out everything that we do, everything that we believe in, and it frames everything that we teach our little champs. Even when we go into the high school where we mentor at the mentorship
Yes.
program, everything that we believe and everything that we're doing is because of that. There's purpose in that. Signing up to be a mentor wasn't just because or just to get these volunteer
And that
hours.
started at my house on the table through a
Exactly.
prayer.
Through prayer.
Hey, yes.
I want to be a
No,
mentor. And
Anna was doing, you were doing
yes,
it by yourself for like
yes,
a year?
right, yes, yes,
Yes. And so the mentor she's talking about is that we're all part of being a mentor at Trinity
Trinity
High
High School.
School in a program called Trojan Talk.
Right. And so now we're all mentors at Trojan Talk. And a lot of the things, us showing up, all of the things that we're doing, it really comes from this book. All the mentorship principles, the leadership principles that you're teaching little champs right now, all of those truths are here in this book. And so we want to dive into it with everyone, with our listeners, with our audience, whether you want to tune in on YouTube and catch the episode after, or if you want to tune in live as we're recording at Dos Amores. We are here every single Friday, and they open at 11, and we're here and we're ready to dive into it together. And so let me tell you a little bit about this book. And Formed Underwater, it shares four truths that shape identity, purpose, and destiny. And those things, whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not, I believe that everybody has these questions. I believe that everyone has that question, inside of them, whether you know it or it's a question that you ask yourself quietly, but it really is. It's, who am I? What on earth am I doing here? What purpose do I have here? And so that's something that we'd love to walk through with everybody. And like you said, it's the journey. It's the journey, and we are taking that journey ourselves right now. And so that's something that we would like to take together.
Yeah. And the reason why we got to go ahead and read a little bit ahead since we have our books already. I love on the author the reason why he wrote the book, and this is the reason why. He says, many people work hard, remain faithful, and carry responsibility, yet still feel lost. And how he gets to share his story of how he was one of those. I think that's kind of why when it finally hit us,
Yeah.
about what we were doing, because when the prayer request was coming about the foundation and all the things, I remember one day you came in and said, tell me your goal, what's your dream?
Yeah.
And we went down the
Yeah.
table,
Okay.
and we're like, no, that's not it, try again. And we but what we said, that you got to tell us how to share the things that has been in the back burner for so
Yeah.
many years.
Yeah.
And and the author talks about the fourth truth that you just
Yes.
spoke about.
Yeah.
And so the first question is, who am I? The first chapter. The second is where I come from. The third is why am I here? And the fourth is where I am going. But focusing on just the first truth is, who am I? When you guys came and said, what is
Yeah.
your purpose? What is your vision?
Yeah.
I thought I knew.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
very certain all of us thought we knew
Oh,
what those were.
yes. Yes.
And I'm like, isn't it what I'm doing now?
Exactly.
But I've learned that in that season, I was tired. I was
Yeah.
fulfilling things, but I was so
But
exhausted.
yes.
Whereas now, me and Kimmy,
Yeah.
we're so exhausted, but we feel
But
fulfilled
purposefully.
because we're
Exactly.
walking in our purpose. We
Exactly.
finally
Okay.
we asked the right questions. The author talks
Yes.
about
That's
this.
right.
When we finally got to ask the right questions, and life hit us because it was telling
Exactly.
us, try
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
try again, new equation,
Exactly.
do it again. When we finally got it right, we
Yes.
realized,
Finally.
oh, this is our purpose
And
right here,
fulfilling.
right what we're doing here on stage,
Yeah.
getting to share relatable truth information to
Yeah.
anyone who is willing to hear.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Anna. Like you said, before we, because it's a continuous discovery and continue progress with once you know what your purpose is. And before, I thought it's just being a stay-at-home mom, cook, clean dishes and stuff. But yes, that's my ministry. That is what my heart is in. But that my purpose is to make an impact, to make a difference here. And that, like you said, it's like pouring into the little champs. And even though there's a lot of things that we do in it, we're from sun up to sundown, but it's so fulfilling. It's so purposeful. And I'm just so grateful to be doing this together with all of us here, with Sally that's back here. She's nursing her youngest,
Sally.
Louisa, and also with Sitaida, who's probably at work. But just being able to be with a group of women who are misfits, because we are called not to be part of the world, but to be set apart. And then purposefully fulfilling what we are called to do is just, I'm just so grateful and just so thankful to be here. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Ender, because that's so funny. When we we woke up one day and was like, this Bible study thing, we
And it
gotta.
was 2 years in when you came
Yes,
with that question.
yes. We were like,
What do you mean? What are we doing?
I was like, what are we, guys? What are we doing? And it was like, don't wake up and come and rock the. Don't come
to my house, drink my
shake the
coffee.
table just because you woke
I
up.
just cooked for y'all.
But I was like, no, guys, there's,
Like, we gotta-
that song, like, there's gotta be more to life. Like, there's gotta be
Yes.
more. We were made for more. There's
Yes.
gotta be more. Are we living up to our potential? Do we know why we're here, guys? Like, I'm here to be. No,
Right. No.
no. Write it again. Write it again. And you said something so important that you read from this book, and you said you need to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
You need to ask the right questions. If you don't ask the right questions, you don't have a pathway to the right answer. And what I love so much is that like you said, this is the journey. We're going through it right now. We're not at the end of this. We do not have all the answers. We This is a journey, and so one that we'd like love to take with all of you.
Because we've been circling for too long.
Yeah.
So when we finally sat down and realized what our purpose was, what the things that we're good at, like we were teaching our little chants, is we finally made our lane. We finally have, like we talk about vision, finally have a vision. We have a target, and now that we're tired, it doesn't matter if we're tired. We know where we're heading, and so that's what it was. We're circling around, not knowing we had no lane, not knowing what direction we were going.
Exactly. I think one of the hardest questions for me when we started out, just kind of talking about purpose and kind of finding your place in the world. Do you know how hard it is to well, for me, to sit down and write a list up of what are you good at?
Oh my.
What is your gift? What do you, I mean, stuck on question number one, you know? And so I encourage our listeners right now, if you're listening to this, get out a pen and paper, get it out a note on your phone and think about that. What
Just
are
write
you
it
good at?
down.
Right, write it down. What are your gifts? What are you good at? What do you want? What do you want out of this life, you know? And these are just some things to get you jump started on that thought process, as we move into, you know, as we come back next week with the next episode, but just to start that train of thought,
Yes.
because sometimes that kind of thinking is foreign, you know.
It is.
I know it was for me. And so it's a whole shift, you know, mindset, physical, you know, the journey, doing the work. And so we'd love to walk alongside everyone. You know, when we started this podcast, we said we wanted it to be a virtual sisterhood, that we wanted to be a sister to women out there, to all the moms and all the sisters, and that if you know, even for those who didn't grow up with siblings, that we would love to be your sisters. We would love to share this space and be open and have all the conversations that we have, you know, girl to girl or friend to friend. And so we'd love to take that journey with you. We'd love to dive into this and figure out those questions. And so as we wrap this episode up, I'd love to just take a moment to read the author's um, the author's note here. And it really shares about why I wrote this book. And so the book, once again, is called Formed Underwater: Four Truths That Shape Identity, Purpose, and Destiny. And the author's note here, just for everyone who's thinking about getting the book. This is just a little bit about what you're getting into,
expect,
right?
yes.
What to expect. So, Enra, if you can read that part for us, please.
I'm sorry, which one do you want me to say?
Yes, this entire page here.
Oh, the entire page?
Yes.
Absolutely. Because it's really all good. Okay. I did not write this book to add another voice to the noise. I wrote it because too many people are quietly carrying questions they were never taught how to ask. Question one about identity, about purpose, about direction, about why life feels heavy even when they are doing their best. He had lived long enough to know that confusion, this author, does not come from of effort. It often comes from a lack of orientation. Many people work hard, remain faithful, and carry responsibilities, yet still feel lost. And I was one of them. For years, I believed clarity would come once circumstances improved. I thought purpose waited on opportunity. I assumed destiny required permission. Life taught me otherwise. This book was born out of a season where nothing made sense, where progress was slow, and where faith had to be lived before it could be explained. And through those years, he discovered four truths that quietly reordered his life. That's like how our lives was reordered.
Right.
And again, who am I? Who I am, where I come from, why I am here, and where am I going? These truths did not remove hardship. Let me say that one more time. These truths did not remove hardship. They gave hardship meaning.
Exactly. And
Go ahead.
I wrote this book especially with future generations in mind, my grandchildren, and all those who will one day ask the same questions I did. My hope is that they will not have to wander as long, doubt as deeply, or carry confusion unnecessarily. This book is not a formula, it is a compass. If it helps you breathe when life feels heavy, stand firm when direction feels unclear, or walk forward with greater confidence and peace, then it has fulfilled its purpose. And so if this sounds like it applies to you, or if you are walking through seasons where you just feel like life is stagnant, maybe you don't know what really am I doing here? What's going on? Or you're feeling out of place. You're feeling like you're not living life to its full potential. You're not fulfilled. All of these questions, we encourage you to join us. Come join us, sit with us. Let's talk about this book. Let's dive into those questions, the questions that are hard to ask, that you don't even want to say it out loud when you're alone in a room. Those kind of questions. Come and join us. Come listen in. You don't have to share. You don't have to, all you have to do is be here, be present, and listen to our stories. We'll share because we don't want you to wander as long either. Like we've shared some of our wanderings when we were meeting together and trying to do something, hoping to add meaning to it after, and trying to find our place in the world. We encourage you to come and join us now. And so, like this book says, this is not the formula, but this is a compass. It will point you to asking the right questions, to finding out the things about yourself, to going in your mindset, to going into a place that you never knew that door was there before. And it's our goal to show you that door and to open it and to uncover everything that it is that is here for you, that you were created to do, that is already inside of you, because these are truths that we're discovering together.
Yes.
And so, and for those of you if you do make a purchase of the book, it is on Amazon. So if you order it this week, you have it in time for us to jump into it next week on our next episode. And all the proceeds do go directly to the foundation. So it goes directly to the Casitati Foundation, and that helps us to do everything that we're already doing to run our curriculums, like the little champs and everything that they're learning, the little steppers, and even to support us here on this podcast, and everything that we're doing under the foundation's umbrella. Just that's where that's where the proceeds are going to. So if you want to support us in that way, we greatly appreciate the support. If you want to support us by sharing this, maybe there's somebody in your life that this applies to. Maybe as we were reading through the author's note, that someone came into your mind, somebody that you thought of, that what, this reminds me of them, or this is a feeling that I felt before. Share that with them. And so we invite you guys to join us. And ladies, do you have anything else you would like to share? Yes, so we are recording here at Dos Amores, and then also it is opening time here at Dos Amores. So while we record here for our viewers and listeners online on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, we're also live in person. So you can always come out to Dos Amores on Fridays, 11 to 11:30 is when we're getting set up. Ask your questions and tune in to what we're talking about. If you have a question while we're discussing, you can ask those and we can answer them in person, and just hang out and have a good time, a sisterhood, a motherhood, and just to be felt, seen, and heard, because we are misfits. Right. So we want, if you feel like you're a misfit, come and join along with us. So thank you, Ender, for joining us on your very first episode, co-hosting. Yes. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited that you'll be on this journey, because you've been on this journey all along, and you're just in front of the camera now instead of in the background.
This is so much fun. This will film.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and what I love is that we all get to do this in real time.
Yeah.
So join us as we discover these four truths together.
Exactly. Yes. So thank you guys. We're excited for this journey. I hope you join us. You can get the book on Amazon. Share this with a friend. And we'll see you on the next episode of What Anna Said podcast. Bye.